There are so many things to buy in LEGO games, like for instance, characters, vehicles, extras, but have you ever wondered just how much it costs to buy everything in every LEGO game? So, across all the LEGO games, we have had a total of 4,042 characters, 1,288 vehicles, 505 red bricks, not to forget that certain LEGO games have items that are exclusive to that game, such as the spells in the Harry Potter games or vehicle upgrades in LEGO Dimension. And the prices of things in LEGO games can range anywhere between 10 studs all the way to 4 billion. Here is the plan. I am going to calculate the total number of studs needed to buy everything in each LEGO game to obtain 100%. Then after, we will work out the total number of studs needed to 100% every LEGO game. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Starting off with the first LEGO game on the list, it's LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga still to this day amazes me. Not only has the game got an absolute massive character roster of 126 characters, which for the time was huge, even some of the newer LEGO games don't even have that many characters. Take LEGO Incredibles for example, that game has 113. And to buy all of the characters, it will cost you 5,662,500 studs, which is actually extremely cheap, since you do acquire most of the characters for free by just simply beating the store. And half of that amount comes down to acquiring the Force Ghosts, who are all around 1 million studs each. I found this very hard to believe, but no LEGO game since has even come close to the sheer amount of red bricks in this game. There is a total of 45 of them. LEGO City Undercover does come close with a total of 36 extras, and I've got to admit, I actually reckon that game has the best extras across all of the LEGO games. You've got Super Minifigure and Mario hats in the Wii U version. Come on. As you are probably very well aware, extras are generally one of the most expensive items in LEGO games, and to buy all 45 extras, it costs 41,427,500 studs. Now, I've always found it strange that in the Complete Saga, aside from purchasing characters, vehicles, and extras, you can also buy hints, which literally serve no purpose at all. Why are they even in the shop? Seriously, to buy them all, it costs 1,800 studs. That is it. After this, I then went away and calculated the amount needed for all the gold bricks and vehicles, and the total amount of studs needed to 100% the Complete Saga is 48,031,800 studs. And if you are wondering about LEGO Star Wars 1 and 2, fear not, as I will touch upon those games later because things get a little bit complicated. Up next is a LEGO game all about fortune and glory. It's LEGO Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures! Following the success of the LEGO Star Wars games, LEGO Indiana Jones kept the beloved formula we've come to expect from LEGO games, but let's be real, Indiana Jones doesn't quite match up to Star Wars when it comes to characters. And this is not the LEGO game's fault, it's mainly down to the IP of Indiana Jones, because there's not many characters that I remember or care about. Maybe that's why this is one of the cheapest character rosters in the series, costing only 1,693,000 studs to unlock everyone. Even the most expensive characters are just 100,000 studs each, and they are Han Solo and the Grail Knight. And the shop in this game only sells characters and extras. There's not even any vehicles here. And with that information, I genuinely thought this would be the cheapest LEGO game, but it turns out it isn't, but it is quite a low amount. So to 100% LEGO Indiana Jones, it will only cost you 18,890,500 studs, and most of that is down to the extras. Now, money shouldn't be a problem in this next LEGO game, since the main character is a billionaire, but it actually does go into the billions. It's LEGO Batman, the video game. This LEGO game has the most expensive LEGO game item ever. It literally costs 4 billion studs. It is insane, and it's not a character or extra. It is simply just a data entry. Now, I do quite like the data entries. Some of them are surprisingly dark for a LEGO game, and they even brought them back with later entries with the character files, kinda. So you are probably wondering, what do you get with 4 billion studs? And this is what you get. I want my money back. Even Bruce Wayne is like, nah, mate, yeah, you stay there with your briefcase. I guess this is because the rest of the game is reasonably cheap. To literally buy the entire character roster, it only costs 1,526,000 studs, mainly because there's only 46 characters, the smallest LEGO game roster. What is really interesting though is if you play through the story and achieve true hero status in every level, you will end up with enough studs to buy the entire character roster. This is the only LEGO game where you can do that. So after purchasing all characters, vehicles, extras, and let's not forget about the suit upgrades and data entries, LEGO Batman will cost a total of 4,021,972,000 studs, crowning it as the most expensive LEGO game for now. Time to jump into a fridge, as next up it's LEGO Indiana Jones The Adventure Continues. I am not joking when I say this, but this hands down has got to be one of the weirdest LEGO games ever. It got rid of mini-kits and then introduced a complex system of blue, green and red bricks to collect and purchase. And what is odd is despite their different colours, they all just work as red bricks. And then to add to the peculiarity, the game features a stud 3x multiplayer, the only LEGO game to have this. If you activated every multiplayer in this game, you can have up to times 11,520 on your studs, making one blue stud worth 11,520,000. And what many people do not know about LEGO Indiana Jones 2 is that it has the most amount of levels, even beating the Skywalker Saga, which clocks in at a total of 45 levels. This game has 96. Yeah, granted, a lot of them are terrible bonus levels, but nonetheless. Now, in terms of how much this game costs to 100%, it did start to raise the bar, especially when it comes down to character prices. This was the LEGO game responsible for starting to make characters ridiculously expensive. Take, for instance, Agent Spalko. It looks like someone plonked a cereal ball on her head and cut around it. How is she worth 1 million? I understand the big four-head alien being 1.5 million. He looks cool. Making LEGO Indy 2 the most expensive LEGO game character roster thus far at 6,263,000 studs, and to purchase everything in the game, including vehicles and extras, it will cost you 36,920,000, which is really low when you consider the multiplayer that you can get. But LEGO Indiana Jones 2 definitely left its marks, as you will see with the next LEGO game, and that is LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. In LEGO games, extras are typically the most expensive items. It's never characters or vehicles. Take the Galaxy Rave extra from the Skywalker Saga. This thing costs 500 million. But this is not the case in the LEGO Harry Potter games. The extras are actually the cheapest things you can acquire. Stud 2 times is literally 100,000 studs, and stud 10 times is only 1 million. Now, one would presume this makes LEGO Harry Potter one of the easiest LEGO games because you can just get the stud multipliers and then buy all the characters, but no. This LEGO game made getting characters a lot harder. You had to find character tokens in levels alongside in the hub world, and let's not talk about needing a dark magic user for half of them. And after all of your hard work finding all the characters, they slap you in the face with ridiculous prices. For example, all of the outfits for Harry, Ron and Hermione cost 1,785,000. Thankfully, the cheap multiplayers help balance the game's economy, but one of my main issues with the LEGO Harry Potter games is that most of the characters feel the same, since nearly everyone is a magic user. There are a few exceptions like Lucius Malfoy with his cane wand and characters who can transform into animals, but the majority of the roster lacks unique animations, plus it feels pointless to play as a character who doesn't have a full set of spells. I must admit the joke characters like the Milkman are quite funny, and this roster comes in at a whopping 12,502,500 studs, almost as much as all the other games' character rosters that we have covered so far combined. And wait, there is more. Let's not forget about the spells, which are hands down the best items to purchase in the game. Some of the spells are absolutely hilarious, from making people spew up slugs to breakdancing, oh yeah, even shrinking their heads. And get this, this, LEGO Harry Potter strangely brought back the ability to purchase gold bricks from the complete saga. Honestly, I never really got the point of selling gold bricks, except for the super satisfying feeling when you purchase them all at once. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. All in all, LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 will set you back a grand total of 30,085,250 studs, with characters being the most expensive, and you would think this game would be a breeze to beat with the cheap multipliers, but like I said earlier, the tokens for characters can be really hard to find, and you need to get all 200 gold bricks for Voldemort, which makes this one of the hardest LEGO games to get all the characters in. And wait till you see how expensive the characters become in the next LEGO Harry Potter game. Before we move on to the next LEGO game, I just want to say a massive thank you to the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder. If you think LEGO games have a lot of vehicles, check out War Thunder, a free-to-play game where you can command over 2,500 tanks, planes, fighter jets, and you can fully customize all of the vehicles with epic camouflages, historical markings, and more. My personal favorite thing in the game is the X-ray mode, highlighting exactly where you hit and destroyed your enemy. Man, it is so satisfying, especially when you're playing with your friends and you work together. So why not join me and over 70 million other players and start playing War Thunder today? It is one of the best PvP games going. The game is free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and by using my link in the pinned comment or video description, new and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will receive a massive bonus pack across all platforms that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days premium. It's available for a limited time only, so be quick. Thank you, War Thunder, for sponsoring today's video. Oh, and it looks like the Clone Wars have begun. Next up, it's LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. I figured this one would be like all the other LEGO games, but then it dawned on me. What about the Galactic Assault levels? You know, the ones where you need studs to progress and build stuff? Since this video is all about how many studs it takes to beat every LEGO game, I knew I needed answers, but it wasn't straightforward. These Galactic Assault levels are tricky. There are 16 for each side, plus 5 in the story, totaling up to 37 assault levels, so I decided to tackle the challenge head on. I replayed all 37 levels, trying my best to minimize the studs I spent. It turns out, to beat them all, you are looking at roughly 2,927,000 studs, but remember, this can vary on how you go about playing these missions, and some of the assault levels even force you to build escape pods. Now, that number may not seem like a lot, but these assault levels are stupidly challenging for a LEGO game. You've got constant enemies attacking you, constant vehicles attacking you, and then some of the assault levels even time you. And I am going to admit, I failed them quite a bit, and that is why I recommend saving these till the very end of the game, and just simply buy the Super Speeder Extra for 40 million, which allows you to destroy golden and silver objects on a speeder bike. And trust me, it makes these levels a breeze. Now, to 100% LEGO Star Wars 3, it will cost you a staggering 126,854,500 studs, and you would have noticed that this number is notably higher compared to the previous LEGO games, excluding LEGO Batman 1 with the absurd 4 billion data entry. The reason behind this number being so high is the extras, especially the stud multipliers. Stud 10 times in this game is worth 40 million, and all the others are pretty expensive too. So compared to all the other LEGO games, it is a bit of a grind saving up for the multipliers, and this does make this LEGO game notably more challenging than the others. Especially when some characters are locked behind collecting all 10 mini-kits in certain levels. The entire character roster isn't too bad. The prices have dropped down from the LEGO Harry Potter games. It only costs 4,527,500 for all 115 characters. Now, if you are a LEGO game pro, I'm sure you know that you have to buy the stud multipliers before you start buying characters, and with the multipliers being extremely expensive in this game, it does take a while to save up for them, meaning you cannot really start buying characters till later in the game. Okay, get ready to be surprised by this next LEGO game, because it completely flips the table and takes us back to the very basics. We're talking simpler than LEGO Indiana Jones, and it is a LEGO game that deserves way more love. Maybe it's because people are afraid to get wet. It's LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. In an era where LEGO games were becoming more open world oriented, with hub worlds getting bigger and bigger, it was so refreshing to see LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean literally do away with all of this and go back to the very basics. Seriously, all you can buy in this game is characters and extras, and this was the first LEGO game to introduce a character grid which you can use anywhere. LEGO Pirates is more similar to LEGO Indiana Jones 1. While that game gets a lot of love, rightfully so, many people sleep on Pirates and it needs more love. It has extraordinary levels like LEGO Indiana Jones 1, but what it does better in my opinion is its characters. You have one of my all-time favourite LEGO game characters in this game, Blackbeard, and he only costs 500,000 studs. It just has the perfect blend of the early classics with the visuals of the newer LEGO games while introducing some new mechanics. This is by far the cheapest LEGO game to 100%. To buy everything, it only costs 14,127,500 studs. And that got me thinking, this is probably one of the very few LEGO games which you could beat without using stud multipliers. He is not real. He is not real. Voldemort in a suit doesn't exist. Oh no, he does. Ugh. LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 to 7 is up next. Everyone knows that the most expensive LEGO game character still to this date is Lord Voldemort. Bro is 25 million studs. And this is still the most expensive LEGO game character roster ever, and a lot of the prices for characters really confuse me. Take for instance the Skellington. He is 5 million studs. Then you have characters like Tom Riddle Orphan, who is 2.5 million. I understand if it was little Bruce Wayne, but this is just some psychotic kid with a hunched back. Luckily, the extras stayed super cheap like the first LEGO Harry Potter game, and to buy the entire roster, it will cost you 70,698,000. You do have to appreciate, though, how advanced the graphics are in LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 to 7. I do not know why, but this game just looks visually stunning. Along with the expensive characters, you do have the return of gold bricks and spells in this game, and can I just say, I really wish there was an option to disable certain spells. It is really annoying flicking through them. Same goes for the first game. Adding everything up, LEGO Harry Potter Years 5 through 7 comes in just shy of 100 million at 90,290,750, but it does hold the crown for having the most expensive LEGO game character roster. Soon we will touch upon which game has the most expensive extras alongside the most expensive vehicles. Before we move into the newer generation of LEGO games, I thought it would be interesting to see how much it costs to buy everything in the older LEGO games, and will the newer LEGO games be more expensive? Oh, and one of them LEGO games is Toys to Life. So, to unlock everything in the older LEGO games, it will cost 4,387,227,300 studs. LEGO Batman is out here carrying the older LEGO games. Anyway, time to go out with the old and in with the new! You will not believe this about LEGO Batman 2, and it took me by complete surprise. It turns out the vehicles in this game are the most expensive items to buy, more than all the red bricks and characters combined. Considering it's the first open world LEGO game, I do get why, as you can now freely use your vehicles in the world without them being locked into a certain area or level. But are the vehicles worth it considering they're more than the characters? And yes, they are, every single stud. You have such an awesome variety that includes Bane's Mole Machine. Look how big this thing is. Then you have Harley Quinn's monster truck armed with a massive hammer. Hammer time. Can't touch this. And this is actually the most expensive item in the game, coming in at 1 million studs. Now, to own all of the vehicles, you're looking at a total of 9,780,000, whereas to buy all of the characters, you're looking at 6,370,000. You would presume this LEGO game would be a lot more expensive, with it being the first LEGO game to have an open world and voice lines, but it's actually the complete opposite. Take the stud 10 times multiplier, it only costs 500,000. How is this even real? Stud 10 times in LEGO DC Supervillains is 250 million. So how many studs does it take to unlock everything in LEGO Batman 2? Well, it takes 18,910,000 studs, putting it only 19,500 studs more than LEGO Indiana Jones 1. which is very surprising. Oh yeah, hello there guys, I am RuggedEagle, and if you love LEGO games, why not subscribe? I make tons of LEGO game videos, and a like would be mega appreciated because this video nearly killed me. Anyway, let's get back to it. Usually after LEGO Batman 2, we would move over to Middle-earth with LEGO Lord of the Rings, then to New York City with LEGO Marvel Superheroes and LEGO City Undercover. But all of these modern LEGO games follow a very similar formula. All you can buy is characters, extras and vehicles, with LEGO City Undercover being the one exception, as it does return with buyable gold bricks. So here on screen is how many studs it takes to beat all of the LEGO games from LEGO Lord of the Rings all the way up to LEGO Dimensions, as we are now moving on to LEGO Dimensions, and this is where things get really weird. LEGO Dimensions is the most expensive LEGO game ever. To literally own all of the characters, it will cost you $1,772. So if characters cost real money, what do you actually spend your in-game studs on? Well, you can spend them on vehicle upgrades, renovations in certain worlds, and extras. So in LEGO Dimensions, there is a total of 83 vehicles, and to fully upgrade one vehicle, it will cost $2,160,000. So if you wanted to upgrade all 83, you are looking at $179,120,000 studs, which is very expensive considering in LEGO Dimensions you can only have up to a stud 8 times multiplier. Then you have all of the renovations in the worlds, and considering there is a lot of worlds, the renovations are not too bad. It only costs $10,240,000 for them all, and I quite like the renovations. They just allow you to build upon the world, and it's always fun to see what pops out of the portal. So to 100% LEGO Dimensions, it will cost you $199,680,000 studs and $1,772. Normally up next would be the 2016 LEGO games, which are LEGO Marvel Avengers and LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens, one of my least favourite LEGO games, and I'm just going to throw up how many studs it takes to 100% those games, as I really want to go in depth on the 2017 LEGO games, because this is where LEGO games began to start changing yet again. Next up, it's LEGO Worlds. Say what you want about LEGO Worlds, but it did have potential. A sandbox LEGO game where you can build what you want in massive worlds with different biomes. But unfortunately, it never reached its full potential, even after numerous post-launch content updates. And it was interesting to see them experiment with a new type of LEGO game, and LEGO Worlds completely erased all of the extras and just kept it to characters, creatures and vehicles to purchase. And this is actually the cheapest LEGO game character roster. The most expensive character is only 20,000 studs, and it's a carol singer. So to buy all of the characters, it only costs 939,250 studs, and the most expensive item is the golden dragon, who costs $1 million. So LEGO Worlds comes in at 8,119,250 studs. Time to jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. It's LEGO Ninjago, the movie, the video game. Up next, that is always a mouthful, isn't it? In this LEGO game, you do not purchase characters at all, which is really weird since that has been in LEGO games since LEGO Star Wars the video game, obviously excluding Dimensions, that's a Toys to Life LEGO game. Instead, you just simply find character bags in the open world. This is the only LEGO game where studs are borderline useless. You cannot buy extras, no vehicles, no characters. All you can use them on is renovations in the open world and to level up your ninja meter. So this LEGO game comes in at a really low cost of 3,525,000 studs. So I went away and calculated the results for the rest of the remaining LEGO games, even LEGO Movie 2 with its weird loot box system. The Skywalker Saga was by far the most expensive LEGO game out of the newer LEGO games from 2012 onwards. Galaxy Rave Extra alone is 500 million, and it just beat the 1 billion mark at 1,190,000 for everything, making it technically the most expensive LEGO game, ignoring LEGO Batman's 4 billion data entry. And now it is the moment that you have all been waiting for. How many studs does it take to 100% every single LEGO game? So in total, the newer LEGO games added up to 2,101,274,850 studs, which is half of that of the older LEGO games. And in terms of the big answer, it takes 6,488,502,150 studs. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and thank you War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you go check out War Thunder now. The game is free on Xbox, PC and PlayStation. All the links are in the pinned comment and description below. Anyway, see you in a bit. Adios.